What is up, everybody? It's Drew Travel-Liberningus here with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you my take on the $30 budget version of the Fire King structure decks, in which you just have to buy 3 structure decks. And obviously, I say $30, but depending on where you buy these, it could obviously differ in price. But for me, this is going off of what I usually see with structure decks, being somewhere around the $10 range per deck. So you buy 3, and this is what you can put together with just 3 Fire King structures. So let's take a look. All right, so starting off with the main deck, we're gonna start with our 3 Kirans. Kiran is insane. This is like probably the best special summon card in the deck. It just does crazy stuff. Basically, you get to special summon it from your hand by destroying another fire monster in your hand or face up on your field, which is really, really good. And then if Kiran is destroyed, you can then special summon a Fire King monster from your hand or graveyard and then destroy 1 card on the field. That's insane, absolutely insane. Card's really, really busted. Then we play 2 Garunix. Garunix essentially says that if a monster that's yours that is originally a fire is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon it from your graveyard or your hand. So that's pretty cool. And then if it's normal special summon, you can destroy a fire, beast warrior, wing beast monster in your hand, deck, or face up on the field. And if you do, he gains attack equal to half the destroyed monster's attack until the end of this turn. So that's obviously really, really good. Then I play 1 high Avatar Garunix. It's just a board wipe. It's not bad. And we have 3 Ponix, however you guys pronounce it. Essentially, this is your searcher, and it recurs itself. So like, you're gonna search for your Fire King spell traps, and then when it's destroyed in the next standby phase, you recur it back to your hand, which is really good. You just kind of get this resource loop going, which is sweet. Then I play 3 Arvadas. This card's pretty good against, hand traps and things like that. And then when it's destroyed, you do get to special summon a Fire King, or basically a Fire Beast Warrior, Wing Beast. And then during the end phase, it's destroyed and it's effection negated. But like, it's a really good card that stops hand traps, and it does allow you to get some recursion. So really, really strong card. Then 2 copies of Barong. This is essentially a searcher, which I'm going to show you guys the really, really basic 1-card combo with this deck. That way you can see how that looks. But yeah, Barong is just, one card, do what you need him to do kind of deal. Then 2 Ring Bali. This is a spell trap negate, which I think is pretty good. Like, it's not bad. I see some lists play 1, some lists play 2. I'm just opting for 2. I think that 2 is okay, and it gets the job done, and it's another level 4. It's another name, that's pretty important. And then I do play the 1 Blaster. This card's not really that bad. Like, at worst, it's a big body on your board, which is still pretty sweet. It is also a pop, which is pretty good. So yeah, one Blaster's not terrible. Decent card. Then the last monster that I play is 3 copies of Droll, because it's one of the hand traps that comes with the deck. So you should probably try and play it, and it works fairly well, which is the nice part. Moving on to the spells, 3 copies of Tenki, because we play a good chunk of Beast Warriors that we can search off of this. And yeah, Tenki's a really, really good card, as most people know. Then 3 Fire King Sanctuary. This card is busted. It literally just says you can activate Fire King Island from your deck, and then it also lets you XYZ on your opponent's turn when they special summon a monster, pretty much. So like, that's actually really nutty. Card's insane. So yeah, gotta play 3 of this. I like playing 2 of Island. Island is a searcher too, which is also insane, and it helps you trigger your Fire King cards. So yeah, really, really good stuff. then 1 Circle and 1 King Skyburn. I honestly feel like playing more of this card. Like I'm considering bumping this up to 2. It's just such a good card. Like this card is insane. It just says destroy stuff. Yeah. And then the Circle is just, you know, it's a generic toolbox card that can come up and be useful. The last spell that I'm playing is 3 Dark Hole. Gotta have more, you know, going second cards, and obviously having a board wipe is a pretty good option and way to go. So yeah, 3 Dark Hole, in my opinion, probably a good choice. And then for the traps, 3 Imperm, 3 Torrential, and 1 Echelon. These are like, keep in mind we're playing with 3 structure decks, and that's it. I'm not adding any other cards to the deck whatsoever. Like what you get with the 3 structure decks is what you are playing, and that's it currently. So if you're trying to play like on a complete and total budget, this is the way that you should probably go. Now don't get me wrong, the deck does come with like Solemn Judgment, which is a crazy card, but if you go second, Judgment does absolutely nothing, whereas like Torrential, if you go second, there is the possibility that like you can set it, go back to your opponent's turn, and then they're probably going to summon something, and then you just Torrential the board away, and that's really, really good. So I think Torrential is very important. Obviously, Imperm is another hand trap, which is cool. And then Echelon is like, it's an okay card. Like, it's not terrible. You know, it can definitely help out in certain scenarios, so I opted to go with one of it. But that's the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck now. Pretty basic stuff. 3 of the new Garunics, which is pretty much Dark Hole, and if it's destroyed, like you're gonna get some special summons, and on top of that it is back row removal. So yeah, pretty good card. And beefy stats, obviously. 3 Giant Trainer. This is, I mean, we're playing with three structures. Like you're literally just playing all 12 of the extra deck cards. 3 Diamond Dyer, and then the 3 Hida. Like you get 12 extra deck cards in total. You should probably just, you know, play all of them if you're buying 3 structures and nothing else. Then moving on to the side deck, I opted to go with 3 Kaijus because you are going to want to out stuff, and Kaijus get the job done, so that's pretty good. 1 Sacred Phoenix, really good for back row, obviously, and then I do play 1 more of the Rangbali. I mean, if you're playing against a back row like spell trap deck, like you probably want to have something like this and something like this. So yeah, I think those are worth it. Then the spells, 3 copies of Herald of the Abyss. This and the Dogran pretty much cover your Pearly match, which is pretty sweet. So yeah, pretty good. 1 Skyburn. This is like the last card pretty much that I'm siding. So in scenarios where it's useful, I can, you know, side it in and have it be a pretty good card. Then the traps. There's the 3 Judgment, and then I am siding 3 Power Sink Stone because you can trigger 2 monster effects, and then your opponent's monster effects are just dead for the turn pretty much. Yeah, I think this card is actually like not a bad card. Like it's a decent floodgate. There was a time where it was actually played in Burning Abyss where like you'd be able to, you know, dump like a Seer off of Beatrice and then revive a Dante and all that other good stuff. And then basically you get 2 monster effects that trigger, and your opponent is kind of just shut off from playing the game for the turn, which is, you know, pretty darn sweet. So I thought that it was an interesting card to try and side deck in a budget build, and I think it's definitely something that you should consider going forward. But that is the you know, $30 version of this deck. I'm going to show pretty quickly the 1 card combo that you can do with this deck that's going to get you really, really far. Alright, so I'm going to show the 1 card combo here, which literally is just opening up your Ponyx in your hand. So essentially what you're going to end up doing is normal summoning it and getting the effect. which is going to grab you a copy of Sanctuary. You're going to activate Sanctuary, which will then automatically place Fire King Island up, and then you're going to use Island to pop the Ponyx and search for Garunix. Because the Ponyx was destroyed, you'll trigger the Garunix to special itself. Then Garunix will activate to destroy Barong from your deck. Then essentially from there, like that's what you do. And then during your opponent's standby, you're gonna get the Ponyx and Barong. So this will come back to your hand, and then you add the Kirin. Then during your opponent's turn, you can use Kirin effect to summon itself by destroying the Ponyx in your hand. And then when your opponent special summons, you can trigger Sanctuary to overlay these, and then you get a board wipe for monsters, which is really, really cool. You know, just wipe your opponent's board, and if you had any other monsters, you destroy yours as well, but in this scenario, you're not. And then if your opponent is to destroy this, you can, you know, revive some of your Fire King stuff. But that's basically the simple one card combo with Ponyx, which is really, really, really sweet. And I think that you should, like, you know, remember this combo because you're going to be using it a lot, like a lot. All right, so I did want to show one 2-card combo, and then I'm going to end the video after that. But let's say you open up Sanctuary and Ponyx, which is just like busted. You know, this is a really, really good hand. So you would normal summon your Ponyx and you would get the effect. And I like to search for Skyburn. So Skyburn's in hand, then you're gonna activate Sanctuary, which will activate the Fire King Island from your deck. Then you can do Island, just like you did in the first combo. You grab the Garunix triggers, and we pop the Barong. So those are set. And then you set the Skyburn, and you pass. And then during standby, once your opponent's standby, once again, you get these effects. So this comes to hand, you add the Kirin. Then you use the Kirin, pop the Ponyx. Then you get the overlay for this, and you get to wipe the board. Now the cool part is if your opponent continues, you can go and activate the Skyburn to pop this, and then pop one card they control. And then this can trigger because it was destroyed, and then like because of that you get to revive 2 because you had 2 materials on it, so you get to bring back 2 Fire King monsters, which is obviously really, really good. So yeah, that's the 2-card combo. Essentially it gets you another pop after the board wipe, and it gets you some revival of monsters, which you can kind of like pick and choose. I'm not going to tell you what to do, like you guys figure it out yourself. But yeah, that's the 2-card combo that I wanted to show. Just opening Sanctuary and Ponyx gets you even further. More pops, recursion, really, really fantastic. This deck is going to be amazing going forward. Obviously mixing it with other engines is optimal, but this is literally designed to be a $30 budget deck that you can play right out of the boxes and have it function at a fairly decent level. So yeah, really cool, really strong, and a whole lot of fun. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. And for right now, this is Drew, Traveler of the Burning Abyss, signing out. Everybody have a great rest of your day.